so I'm going to tell it tonight. Whenever I'm here out in nature, I love the nature. I love the nature. I grew up in Maine. Does anyone know where Maine is? Awesome. All right. You're all congregated here in the front. There's no one in the state right now because you're all here. So there's like 5 people and 1,000 moose, and I lived there with my family, and we used to see the most amazing wildlife there. Just everything you could think of. I would see wild turkeys in my yard. I woke up one morning and there was a moose literally galloping down the driveway toward me in my house. It was incredible. But one day in particular, I remember we lived in a house where you could look out of the window in the kitchen. And outside of the window, you could see the grass. And beyond the grass was a dirt road. And beyond the dirt road was a wood pile. And beyond the wood pile was a shed. And beyond the shed was a gate. There is going to be a quiz after this. And so one day I remember, it was like a fence beyond the wood pile. So one day I remember my mom, my parents are here by the way, so I'm going to embarrass them. Yeah, I love how you can't even see them but you're just clapping. I love that. So anyway, my mom was one day at the kitchen and she was washing the dishes. And she looked out of the window, and all of a sudden she did this. Now my dad and I were in the living room, and we could see from the living room to the kitchen. And my mom looked at us in the living room, and she said, just like this, "Come here! Come here!" And we immediately I sensed her urgency, and I went like this. And I went over to the kitchen, and I was with her, and she said, "Look at the window!" So I did one of these really quickly. Back down. And she said, "What did you see?" And I said, "It's an owl." And so we said to my dad, "Come here. Come here." So my dad, sensing the urgency, to the kitchen, said, "Look at the window." He did this. "What did you see? It's an owl." Now there's something you have to know about my dad. Anytime he sees wildlife, the very next thing we need to do is get as close to the wildlife as we can. Which is really great here in Florida. We will go kayaking, and there will be an alligator, and my dad will be like, my mom will be like, "Get back here, we don't want you to die." So as soon as we saw the owl, my dad was like, we couldn't be too loud because we didn't want to scare it away. So my dad was like, so I understood. We started to creep. So there was a screen door in the kitchen. And we opened the screen door in the kitchen. My dad went out, my mom went out, and me. And I had to make sure the screen door didn't slam. And then we start. And we creep across the grass. We creep across the dirt road. We get to the wood pile. We hit the ground. And then we do this. Signals, signals, signals. So silently, my dad, then my mom, then me, around the wood pile, we hit the edge of the shed. Right around there is the owl. We shimmy. We turn the corner. Wrong side. Get to the edge. Right around that corner, on the fence, is the owl. So my dad did what any loving parent would do. We faced in close proximity to a bird of prey with deadly beak and talons. He looked at me and said, "You go first." So here I am. Down the shed, I go around my mom. Down the shed, I go around my dad. Get to the corner. And they count me down. I turn the corner of the shed and I get to within this far of the owl because it is made of wood. There was a decoy bird that people used to scare off stupid humans. So
7th grade. You.
Homeschool.
That wasn't one of the options.